There are some nights you sleep for 8 hours and still wake up tired. Some mornings, the light comes through your window, the coffee is warm, but everything feels just a little heavier than it should. You do your part. You keep the home clean, you take care of people, you stay mindful. But something inside the house still feels off, and maybe it's not your habits, not your diet, not even your age. Maybe, just maybe it's something quieter, something you walk past every single day without realizing it's been echoing your energy right back at you. A mirror, not broken, not spooky, just misplaced. Mirrors are powerful tools. They don't generate energy, but they multiply whatever they see. Light, warmth, peace, they echo it. But tension, clutter, or restless movement, they repeat that too over and over again. And when a mirror is placed in the wrong spot, the result is subtle but very real: poor sleep, emotional distance, scattered thinking, or even that nagging feeling that money never seems to stay long. This isn't superstition. It's not about fear. It's about flow. And your home, just like your body, needs flow to stay well. In this video, we'll look at 4 common mirror mistakes many people make without realizing the cost. You'll learn how certain placements silently pull energy away from your body, your rest, and even your finances. But more importantly, we'll explore how simple, thoughtful changes can bring your space back into balance without buying anything new, without remodeling, and without stress. Because sometimes, the shift you need isn't drastic. Sometimes, it's just about helping your home stop reflecting what drains you and start reflecting what heals you. Let's begin. Section 1: When your mirror won't let you rest. There's a certain kind of tired that no amount of sleep can fix. You've felt it. You go to bed early, you avoid screens, maybe even take your magnesium or read a calming book. And still, you wake up feeling like your body never truly shut down. Like your mind kept pacing through the night even while your eyes were closed. And after enough mornings like that, you stop asking why. You just live with it. But what if the answer isn't inside your body but around it? There's something in your bedroom that may look completely harmless, elegant even. It's not loud. It doesn't beep or blink. In fact, it just sits there, doing what it always does, reflecting. A mirror. And not just any mirror, but one that faces your bed. Now, I'm not here to blame furniture, but I do want you to understand something: ancient, simple, and surprisingly powerful mirrors don't rest. Their surface may be still, but their energy is not. A mirror reflects constantly: light, movement, even subtle emotional imprints. And when it directly faces the bed, that quiet act of reflection becomes something much more active than you realize. Think about the space where you sleep. That is your most vulnerable environment. It's where your body releases the tension it holds all day, where your mind drops its guard, where your spirit, if you believe in such things, opens to rest, dreams, and repair. The bedroom is meant to be your most still, yin space, a space of deep inward flow. Now bring in a mirror, not symbolic, not magical, just energetically opposite. Mirrors belong to the water element: fluid, moving, reactive, always bouncing back what they see. And when that movement faces your body while you sleep, it creates subtle turbulence. Your personal energy, what ancient traditions might call your life field, tries to relax. But the mirror echoes it back, over and over. Even in silence, even in darkness, it doesn't stop reflecting. What should have dispersed into peace now becomes a loop of rebound. This is why so many people with mirrors near or facing their bed report the same symptoms: tossing and turning. Dreams that feel more vivid than restful, waking up at odd hours, feeling like the night offered no recovery. It's not always dramatic, but it's consistent. Over time, the body doesn't fully restore. The mind feels foggy in the morning. The nervous system stays a little more on edge, even without any clear reason. And here's something else most people never connect: the emotional distance that grows silently in a shared bed. You may not be arguing. You may not even feel upset, but warmth fades. Conversations shorten. Affection softens. Not because love is lost, but because the energy between two people isn't being held. It's being bounced away, repeatedly. In Feng Shui, the bed is more than just a place to sleep. It's a symbol of unity, of recovery, of closeness. When a mirror reflects the bed, it subtly doubles the space. Two pillows, two reflections, two people but no longer resting together. The energetic bond thins out, and you don't always notice it right away. You just feel a little more alone, even when you're not. Let's be clear, mirrors aren't bad. They're not cursed, but they are powerful. And in sensitive spaces, especially where health and emotional well-being are shaped night after night, they must be placed with awareness. You wouldn't run a fan directly on your face while trying to sleep. You wouldn't let a faucet drip all night near your head. A mirror facing the bed has a similar effect, not noisy, but still disruptive. So what can you do? The ideal solution is simple: remove mirrors from the bedroom altogether. But if that's not possible, if your closet doors are mirrored, or a vanity is built in, there are still gentle ways to restore balance. Cover the mirror at night with a lightweight scarf or cloth. Rearrange your bed so it's not in direct alignment. Use thicker drapery or grounding colors around the area. And above all, add more yin elements to the space: warm lighting, soft textures, earth tones, and calming imagery that brings your energy down, not up. These small shifts may seem minor, but their impact is often surprisingly deep. Many people who make this change report better sleep within days. They feel lighter in the morning, less overwhelmed, more emotionally available. And even if nothing dramatic happens overnight, the body begins to recognize, here, in this space, I am allowed to rest. And that's really what we're after: not just better sleep, but a place inside your own home that knows how to hold you. Where the energy doesn't ricochet, doesn't echo, doesn't push back. Where you don't wake up tired from battles you never meant to fight. Because the truth is, rest isn't just about hours. It's about what surrounds you while you surrender. And if something as simple as a mirror has been quietly interrupting, that isn't it worth looking again? Next, we'll look at other places in the home where mirrors may be multiplying energy you didn't mean to keep. But for now, take this moment, go to your bedroom. Stand where you sleep. Look around, and ask yourself, what in this room is still moving when you're trying to stop? Section 2: Mirrors that multiply messes. Some things in your home are meant to stay contained. A closed drawer, a laundry basket, the bathroom, the junk corner you tell yourself you'll deal with next weekend. We all have those spaces. They're normal, human. But here's the thing about energy: it doesn't care if you meant to clean it later. It responds to what's visible now. And when a mirror is placed where it reflects what's messy, stagnant, or draining, it doesn't just echo the image, it amplifies the energy behind it. Let's start with the most overlooked one: the bathroom. Now, this isn't about being clean or dirty. It's about flow. Bathrooms are designed to release, to remove what the body no longer needs. Physically and energetically, they're exit points. But when a mirror reflects that space, especially an open toilet, sink, or shower, you're not just seeing it. You're pulling its energy into the rest of your home. Think about that. A mirror outside the bathroom, angled just right, can send that outflowing energy right into your hallway, your bedroom, your living space. And over time, the atmosphere feels dull, irritable, like there's a weight in the air you can't quite explain. Next, the kitchen, the heart of the home. Where food is made, stories are shared, and warmth lives. In traditional energy work, the stove represents fire, life force, wealth, digestion, stability. But a mirror, that belongs to water. So when a mirror reflects the stove, you're inviting a fire-water conflict right into your nourishment zone. The effects: they don't scream, but they linger. Meals feel rushed. Conversations feel shorter. People eat but don't feel satisfied. And money? It comes in but slips through the cracks. Not chaos, just a quiet burnout, again and again. And then there's the cluttered corner. You know the one. Behind the couch, under the stairs, next to the garage door. A stack of old boxes. Unused gifts. The vacuum that doesn't fit in the closet. Every home has a spot where energy stops moving. But when a mirror reflects that stuckness, it doubles it. One stagnant zone becomes two. And suddenly, motivation drops. You procrastinate. You walk past that mirror and don't even see the clutter, but your energy feels it. Confusion sets in. Clarity dims. You forget what you were doing mid-task. It's not you. It's the echo. The The truth is, mirrors are not neutral. They don't choose what they reflect. They don't filter out the things you don't want to count. They multiply whatever they see. And if what they see is what you've been trying to contain, well, that's what you'll keep getting more of. Not because you're messy, but because you haven't looked closely enough at what's being repeated. So what can you do? Start with awareness. Walk through your home slowly, not with judgment, but with presence. Stand where your mirrors are. Look at what they're reflecting. Is it life? Is it flow? Or is it something stuck, something harsh, something that doesn't need to be magnified? In the bathroom, keep the door closed. Always. Especially if a mirror in the hallway faces it. In the kitchen, avoid mirrors that directly reflect the stove or sink. If there's one already, soften the space with warm lighting or a grounding plant. In cluttered zones, before you hang a mirror, clear the area. Not perfectly, just enough that the reflection feels light. And here's a gentle truth to carry with you: your mirrors don't just show the world as it is. They reinforce the emotional tone of your space. Quietly, repeatedly, and when life feels heavy, scattered, or strangely off balance sometimes, it's not your mindset. It's not your schedule. It's what you've been mirroring without meaning to. So before we talk about how mirrors can push fortune away from the front door, ask yourself this: what small chaos have I been letting multiply? Just because I haven't told it to stop. Section 3: the mirror that blocks the blessing. There's a doorway in your home that does more than open and close. It's not just where packages arrive, or shoes are kicked off, or guests are welcomed. It's the front door, and in energy work, it's often called the mouth of life. Because through that single space, every form of nourishment, opportunity, support, luck, money, connection enters your home. But what if something's been standing in the way? Many homes place a mirror directly across from the front door. It looks symmetrical, clean, even stylish. But energetically, it creates a problem that most people never realize: the energy that tries to come in gets bounced right back out. The moment it crosses the threshold, it meets its own reflection and leaves. Quietly, instantly. You won't hear it, you won't see it, but over time you'll feel it. Opportunities show up and disappear just as fast. Money arrives but doesn't settle. You meet people who feel like the right connection, but the timing never works. Plans are made, but follow-through slips away. Life starts to feel like a revolving door. Things touch your life but never stay long enough to root. This mirror placement doesn't just affect luck or finances. It impacts your sense of belonging. A home with this kind of energy bounce often feels unsettled. Family members may move around each other, but the bond feels thin. People come home but stay in separate rooms. The atmosphere feels busy but not warm. And over time, that low-grade disconnection chips away at the peace you thought you built. This is not superstition. It's direction. A mirror, by nature, doesn't ask questions. It just reflects. And when it faces the only place where new energy enters, it creates rejection repeatedly. So what do? You move the mirror. Not out of the home, just away from directly facing the door. Shift it to a side wall, let it catch light, not energy flow. Let it reflect movement, not momentum. Let it expand what's already inside the home, rather than push away what's trying to arrive. Then, tend to your entrance like a sacred point of arrival. Keep it clean, open, calm. Add something living: a plant with upward growth, something beautiful, a painting of nature, a bowl of smooth stones, a soft rug that invites stepping in rather than rushing through. And most importantly, slow yourself down. When you come home, even just once a day, pause at the door. Just for one breath. Let the space recognize you. Let it welcome you back. You don't need rituals. You don't need rules. You just need awareness. Because your front door isn't just where you enter. It's where life tries to meet you. And if something as simple as a mirror has been turning that life away without your knowing, it's worth shifting. In the next section, we'll look at how mirrors that face outside your home can accidentally invite the wrong kind of energy in. But before we go there, ask yourself this: is my home letting good things stay, or just watching them pass through? Section 4: the mirror that invites what you don't see. Sometimes, it's not what's inside your home that weighs you down. It's what's just outside, barely noticeable, always present, quietly lingering in the background. And sometimes, without ever realizing it, you give that energy a front row seat inside your space. How? With a mirror facing out the window. Let's go straight to the heart of this. A mirror doesn't choose what it reflects. It doesn't filter. It doesn't ask for permission. It simply repeats. Day after day, moment by moment, it absorbs and echoes whatever's placed in front of it. Now picture that mirror capturing an image of a crumbling wall, a trash bin left out too long, a narrow alley with nowhere to go. You might barely glance at it. You might think, it's outside, it's not hurting anything. But the mirror doesn't know that. To the mirror, that's the message. And it keeps sending it into your walls, into your mood, into your home. Here's what starts to happen. The energy in your space dips, not dramatically, not all at once, but in a quiet, almost invisible way. You might feel uninspired, more tired than usual, not depressed exactly, but flat. Like your motivation got stuck in traffic and never came home. The creativity you used to feel in your kitchen or your office, it starts to dry up. The little moments of joy you used to catch without effort gone, or harder to reach. And you don't trace it back to the mirror, because it doesn't feel like the kind of thing a mirror would cause. But that's exactly why it's so easy to miss. In energy work, we often talk about symbolism, not in a superstitious way, but in a deeply human way. A dead end, symbolically, means stuckness. A pile of trash, even if it's neat and temporary, symbolizes what's no longer useful. A cracked or abandoned building, that's the visual language of instability, erosion, loss. When your mirror reflects those scenes, even just part of them, it pulls in those meanings. Not as dramatic events, but as emotional tones that shape the rhythm of your days. And here's what's even more important: these reflections aren't always visible to you. You walk past the mirror, you barely notice the background, but your nervous system notices, your energy field feels it. And over time, your home starts to hum with a frequency that says, there's no movement, there's no growth, nothing here is fresh. And that hum gets into everything: how you think, how you eat, how you sleep, how you interact with the people you love. But here's the good news: it doesn't take much to shift this. Mirrors aren't enemies, they're just amplifiers, which means the moment you change what they reflect, you change what your home absorbs. Start by looking out literally. What does your mirror face? Is it something alive, open, hopeful? Or is it something you wouldn't choose to hang on your walls, but you've been unknowingly broadcasting all along? If the answer makes you pause, that's the invitation. You don't need to move the mirror across the house. A small adjustment can make a big difference. Angle it differently. Add a sheer curtain. Place a healthy plant in front of the window. Something green, something upright, something living. A mirror that once echoed decay can now reflect growth. And your space will feel the shift even before you do. Because mirrors aren't just physical objects. They're emotional amplifiers. And when they reflect life, they feed life. But when they reflect what's been forgotten, neglected, or drained, they quietly pull your energy into that same pattern. So take a slow walk today. Look at your windows. Look at your mirrors. Ask yourself not what looks pretty, but what feels nourishing. What reflection would you like to see more of in your life? Because your home listens, and your mirror is often the loudest whisper in the room. Next, we'll explore how mirrors, when placed with true awareness, can quietly become your strongest allies, supporting clarity, wellness, and abundance. But before we get there, pause and ask yourself one thing: what have I been reflecting without ever looking close enough to notice? Section 5: The mirror that gently multiplies what's good. Not all mirrors are misplaced. Not every reflection is a mistake. In fact, when used with quiet intention, a mirror can become one of the most beautiful, effortless tools for multiplying the kind of energy you want more of in your home and in your life. The shift starts when you stop seeing a mirror as just a decoration and start seeing it as a conversation with your space. Because a mirror doesn't just reflect what's in front of it, it extends it. It repeats it. It says this matters. So the real question becomes, what are you choosing to say twice? When a mirror reflects soft, natural light sunlight streaming gently through a window in the late morning, or early afternoon, it doesn't just brighten a room. It brings in clarity, warmth, and movement. You feel it. Your mood lifts a little. The corners of the room seem to breathe again. Even dark spaces that once felt stale begin to open. It's not dramatic, but it's deeply felt. And it lingers. A mirror that reflects a dining table, for instance, can multiply more than just food. It echoes the act of gathering, of nourishment, of family being together. It reinforces a sense of enough, of comfort, of sharing. And in a world that so often feels like it asks for more money, more time, more effort, this kind of mirrored message is powerful. It quietly says, there is already plenty. Then there's the mirror that reflects something alive, a healthy green plant, a gentle fountain, a vase of fresh flowers. These aren't just pretty touches. They are symbols of life energy, and when reflected, that life energy spreads visibly, emotionally, even energetically. Suddenly, the room feels more hopeful. Your thoughts feel a little less rushed. That sigh you've been holding in all day, it finally lets go. The same goes for mirrors near entryways, not facing the door, but placed gently to the side. When angled well, they can open up tight foyers, bounce light into deeper parts of the home, and make arriving feel more expansive. Not because of the mirror alone, but because of what the mirror reflects: warmth, welcome, a space that knows how to receive. Even shape matters. A round mirror, with no corners, softens tension in a space. It doesn't just look pretty, it feels calm. A mirror with a wooden frame adds earth energy, grounding the room subtly, inviting a steadier rhythm. These aren't rules, they're invitations. Quiet gestures that shift how your home speaks to you. And the most powerful part, you don't have to spend a dime. You don't need to redecorate or renovate. You just need to shift what the mirror sees. Sometimes that means moving it. Sometimes it means moving one object in front of it. Sometimes it means changing the way you clean it. And that alone can turn a mirror from a silent interrupter into a quiet ally. Because when a mirror reflects something good, something calm, living, kind, light-filled, it doesn't just double it in the room. It begins to multiply that feeling inside you. It reminds you, without a word, that something beautiful is already here. That abundance is not a chase, it's a reflection of what you already hold. So before we move into how to cleanse and reset the energy of your mirrors, pause with this thought: you don't have to fear mirrors. You just have to guide them. They're not static. They're not passive. They're listening. And when placed with care, they become gentle amplifiers of whatever you most need: more of light, peace, clarity, connection. Your mirror is waiting. What will you let it multiply next? Final. By now, you've walked through the rooms of your home, maybe in your mind, maybe in memory. You've looked at the mirrors you pass without thinking, and the reflections you never meant to multiply. And perhaps, for the first time, you've started to understand something that was never really about decor, or style, or even tradition. This has always been about energy, about how gently or chaotically it moves through your space, through your body, through your relationships. About how mirrors, quiet as they seem, are not just glass and frame. They're messengers. They take whatever you give them, and without judgment, they give it back again and again. So if you've been tired without, 'cause if joy has been harder to hold onto, if your home looks fine, but doesn't quite feel like it hugs you when you walk in, then maybe now you see it wasn't about you doing something wrong. Maybe it was about a small echo that got stuck in the wrong loop. And maybe, just maybe, that loop can be gently broken, and something softer, truer, more nourishing can take its place. You don't need to fear mirrors. You don't need to throw them away. You only need to ask them, once in a while, with full attention: what are you reflecting into my life? And if the answer doesn't feel like healing, peace, or clarity, then you know it's time to shift. To everyone who stayed with me through this journey, thank you. Your attention is sacred, and I hope this message reached a part of you that's been quietly waiting to be seen. Wherever you are, whatever your home looks like, may it begin to feel more like a place where life flows in and stays, where energy rests, where you rest. Until next time, be gentle with what you reflect, and even gentler with what you allow to reflect you.